Hi guys, please forgive any ambient noise. I have a fan on because it's hot and you can't tell me what to do, okay? Anyone who watched the last video noticed I was getting sick, and thank you for all the well wishes. I did die, but it's okay. Obviously I fixed it, and I know what you're thinking, necromancy, right? No. Turns out time travel is significantly cheaper. A little more complicated, but, you know, whatever. This is going to be a long one. That's what she said. Literally! Dave over at Lawnboyspost has had a lot of really good questions recently. Not to imply that his questions aren't usually good, but these are ones that I actually feel like I have an opinion on, or know anything about. Okay, let's not stretch imagination. I don't know shit, but they've kind of been running along a theme, and everyone in the community has had an opinion on them. You know, so it's obviously something we all care about and have encountered. And I felt the internet would be better with my words as well as everybody else's. But the main one I wanted to focus on is the more recent. Excuse me. I may turn into Jiminy Cricket somewhere along the line. Kermit the Frog may come out too, so forgive me. But the more recent question of, is YouTube a valid hobby / is there a stigma attached to it? Yes and yes. Absolutely. Though I've been lucky enough to not encounter the hostility that Dave has, at least not to the same level. But then again, I don't live in Bristol, so... Ha! Just kidding, Bristolians. I'm an American, don't worry about it. We don't know what we're talking about, so it's okay. But I've made some people uncomfortable when they find out I have a YouTube account, because I don't tell everybody, and I don't think most of us, from what I've seen of the video responses, not everybody in our personal lives knows for various different reasons, but also for very similar reasons, like, you know, well, it doesn't matter. But I seem to reach the two outcomes. The people I choose to tell about it are either super supportive and think it's really cool, or I get the, what does that even mean, people? And even after you show them, they still don't really get it. And that's fine. It's not really, you know, said as a bad thing. But in my situation, it's a little bit more delicate, or maybe just different from most of the rest of you, because you guys are all show and tell YouTubers. Really and truly, you are all, and I don't mean that in any way, shape, or form as a derogatory term or as, you know, a shitty statement. Quite the opposite. You all are collectors and enthusiasts, and whether you do reviews or pickup videos, whether it's books or action figures or horror films or video games or computers or consoles, you all, you know, you all show and tell, which means you have a purpose. You actually do something and are a member of a community. I do not have that luxury. Well, is it a luxury? I don't know. Words. I don't have that classification. There we go. There we go. Whipping out the $10 words today. You know, I'm not a show and teller. I'm also not a pen and teller. That would be awesome. I'd far prefer to be teller than pen. I love Penn Jillette. Love me some pen. But teller's my man. On the subject, anyone who's looking for just kind of a weird, fun romp of, what? Go check out the film Penn and Teller Get Killed. It's a good one. It's not life-altering, but I enjoy it, especially the ending. I love it. Anyway, back on topic. You guys all serve a purpose. You know, you actually, and this isn't, I'm not in any way, shape, or form looking for compliments. This is not me going, oh, boo-hoo, sad little YouTuber, I don't fit in. No, legitimately, you all serve a form and a function. I don't. We'll elaborate on that maybe a little bit later, but Dave and I were actually talking about this a couple days ago, and I had said something similar to that, and he started poo-pooing it, go, no, 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 and contesting it. And I said, okay, fine. I dare you, I challenge you to explain to me what I do without using the word random, or anything synonymous with it. And the man of a million words had a couple moments of silence. He had a couple minutes of, It later devolved into really hilarious but non sequitur slogans, but regardless, it was a tough task. And it is, because I don't, with the exception of Those Were the Days, I don't have the show and tell thing going on, and I don't want to. That's not what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. My channel still serves as a metaphor for my life. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it, so here we are. But yeah, so with me, I really confuse people. It's genuinely that segregation. It's you get it or you don't, and not from an elitist perspective, like, oh my god, you just don't get me. But from the, I don't know, I don't even know that there is something to get, but yeah, so I've had a couple people who were like, oh, that's stupid, but in general, most people have been accepting of it. They just maybe don't care, and rightfully so, but as far as its validity, absolutely, it is so a hobby. It is no more or less a hobby than sailing, or, you know, Dave mentioned repairing old cars was the, you know, one used against him. Alchemy, you know, research, picking your nose to see how far your finger can go, whatever, who cares? As long as somebody's getting hurt, it's a hobby. If somebody's getting hurt, it's crime. There you go. It's bad. So if you're doing that, some of you, knock it off. It's not a hobby. It's not going to stand up in court. But anyway, so yeah, that was... How does the internet feel after I weighed in on that? Much better? Yeah, I'm sure. But one of the other things I wanted to mention before the battery craps out, because it's really a race to see who's going to die, the battery or the memory card. What was the question? Has YouTube helped you in the real world? Which I know, Dave, you don't like using the real world, but until we find a substitute, real world's gonna have to be the term we use. A lot of other people, you know, like the 16-Bit Brothers, I saw that they had commented something to the effect of it's helped them, their time on YouTube has helped them learn video editing skills. And Dave, which is, you know, a very, very handy tool and awesome, and I'm sure a lot of people could also make that statement. And Dave himself had mentioned, as well as many other people had agreed within their own personal lives, that they had learned how to become really good public speakers, or that maybe they just developed comfort in front of the camera, or whatever the situation is. I'm not tooting my own horn. I came in with that. In high school, I was on the forensics team, which, for those of you who don't know what forensics is, it's in essence speech and performance art. It's kind of, I don't know why we call it forensics, I really don't know. It makes it sound far more interesting than it is, but it was the most fun of my life. And like the categories include prose reading, demonstration. The categories I did were storytelling and then solo acting for 2 years, and then I'd done it in junior high as well. You know, I've done on stage stuff. None of this is look at how awesome I am. This is all I came into it this way. I actually, in high school, I had a college speech class that I left a legacy behind with. Most of it was the subject of the speech, but regardless, my speech was used as an example for the remainder of my teacher's time there. Anytime she had a new class, she used it as an example, so I got the speaking down. And the video editing it's kind of neither here nor there. It's just once you get a chance to, you know, not to dismiss anyone who's learned how to use it as a skill, but I do photography on the side, so photo editing versus video editing is not a huge jump. Audio editing is the jump, but that's another story. So I didn't really get any tactical use out of this. Sure, I've gotten a chance to explore a little bit more with camera work, and I've gotten to go a little further down the road with this stuff, but what I've actually gotten out of YouTube, other than a chance to vent sometimes, man, I'm not a ranter. I don't use this as, you know, a platform at all, or a podium, or a soapbox, or I could, and I just don't want to waste your time with my opinions. What I've actually gotten out of this, get your barf bags ready. I'm dead serious, this is gonna be so nasty. What I've gotten out of this is you motherfuckers. Through my time on YouTube, I've been on YouTube a little over a year now, and through that year I have made a new best friend, a lot of really amazing friends, and I mean that sincerely. It's not just a gratuitous word I chose. No, you guys are incredible, and I've made a lot of even more amazing acquaintances. I mean, you guys, when Chelsea and I first, you know, the reason I started all this was an opportunity to try and stay in touch with one of my absolute best friends who's like a sister to me, because we fail at that. And now we've gotten back to failing, and this idea actually failed. I wanted to start making videos to sort of stay in touch, and she successfully, you know, she managed to, and then I was really digging it, and she was really digging it, but it never dawned on me that, well, the reason we don't stay in touch is she doesn't have time. So how the fuck is this woman gonna have time to make videos, let alone sit and watch them? She's got 2 kids and a husband, plus life, apart from all that. So the idea was a complete failure, but I was really enjoying what I was doing, and in that short amount of time, in that very short window, I had made some really cool friends who were paying attention, who wanted to stay, and I was like, well, alright, I'll stick around for a little while. And today, instrumental break from tango. You done? you done? Thank you. He brought us a blankie. Would you like a blankie? For those of you who bet memory card would quit first, check your ticket at the booth and collect your earnings. At least, I think that's what you do. Is that what you do? I don't gamble. I don't know these things. Anyway, what I was saying is, though the original idea failed, I stayed on because I was meeting really cool people that I wanted to continue knowing, and the longer I stayed and the more I did, the more awesome people showed up, and I have been in awe at the fact that this community that I've stumbled into, and it was a stumble factor. On paper, I don't belong with you guys at all. Really and truly, it's the equivalent of I just crashed a house party, and rather than you guys sending me home, you're like, sit down, have a beer, it's awesome. This community that I never knew existed, which is made of purely awesome people. I mean, there's a few shitheads in the group, but yeah. You guys are some of the most incredible people that I would have never even imagined. Your generosity towards each other, your kindness, your individual talents. I mean, you know, some of you are so fucking hilarious, and some of you are just so, you know, some of you I could listen to you talk for hours, and it's got nothing to do with the fact that you got accents, because let's face it, most of you, I don't know why I appeal to y'all across the pond. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's got nothing to do with sexy accents. It's purely just how you speak and your vernacular. Not even your vernacular. I couldn't care less. I can follow, you know, regional dialects and regional slang pretty easily. Sometimes I screw up, but it's just some of you are so good at just talking, and all of you are good at being entertaining. But more than that, you're all just cool, real people. And I love that I've gotten to know you. I really mean that. It's the sappiest fucking thing in the world. I know, it's gross. And by the way, I'm not trying to dissuade, you know, put hair in my mouth. That's what I'm not trying to do. Always. Is there a video where I haven't pulled hair out of something weird? No. You don't need to know. Not to put favoritism over my, you know, UK friends versus my Canadian friends and my friends here in America. I'm honestly talking to all of you. If we talk at all, even if we've spoken once, you're cool. Whether I watch you, you watch me, we watch each other. This community is awesome, and I love you guys. I really do, and I'm constantly blown away at how welcoming you've been to this oddball stray critter that just showed up. You know, I'm like the opossum that was living under your porch. I was eating your trash, I was getting into stuff, causing problems. Now I'm a pet. No, it's nothing quite that obnoxious, I hope. And I don't smell that bad, frankly. No, it smells nice. I showered this week, it's fine. But no, so yeah, what I've gotten out of being on YouTube is sickeningly sweet, but it's you fuckers. All of you. And I not only love that I've gotten to know you, but for those of you I don't know personally, I love watching you. Sounds creepy. Only when you're sleeping. It's fine. But no, what I've taken away is you people and getting to know you, and so thank you. Really and truly thank you to you guys, and thank you to YouTube, I guess. For as shitty as YouTube gets sometimes, and let's face it, Google's kind of doing everything it can to fuck us up the ass. Without it, I wouldn't have you, and you guys are very much a central element of my life, so thanks. And Dave said a lot of other questions too, but I think I've grossed you all out enough for one day. So I'm gonna go. But yeah, so take care of yourselves. Thank you again. And I saw him. It's a tiny crab in my water bottle. And look, it's a pun. Yeah, we'll end it on that note. Okay. Bye guys. Take care.